Hello everyone, it's Just a Dad. Today we're going to check the artificial intelligence on this Mova P10 Pro Ultra. We're going to see how well this robot will vacuum and mop up this really big muddy mess, but we're going to try it with and without artificial intelligence. So we're going to click on the three little lines, and down here under floor cleaning settings, we've got this beta version of stain recognition. So for the first test, I'm going to turn that on. And if we see here, it tells you that it will recognize a stain and the robot will clean that stain better. Then I'm going to make the same mess, and then I'm going to turn this off. We're also going to be checking the auto re-cleaning where it can re-clean the mop pads. I'm sorry, that's the dirt detection sensor. We're going to check that with when it's in Clean Genius and when it's not. Then we're also going to check the auto wash, rewashing the mop pads. We're going to check that too. It works I've got it turned on in both Clean Genius. So this little sensor up here, when I've got this turned on, it's going to recognize these stains and it's going to stop the side brush and mop them better. And we'll be verifying this in the world famous Just a Dad's corner cleaning testing area. Now be sure and check out my next video where I'm going to be checking spinning mop pads compared to brush rollers. Which one's clean better? I got the Ecovacs X9 Pro. I'm going to be comparing it to the Mova P10 Pro Saros 10R. And I'll also be comparing it to the Eufy S1 and the Eufy E25. Now I do have the new dirty water tank for the E25. And I have a separate video on how that procedure went. Here's the old tank for the E25. Now that video will be a couple hours long, and these are I've taken some sections out of that video and made a separate video about the artificial intelligence. I also made one about the artificial intelligence on the Saros 10R, and I also made one about the Ecovacs X9. And that one was really surprising how well it did, but it does use a lot of water. Okay, so in this first test with the Mova P10 Pro Ultra, we're going to go into settings, floor cleaning settings. Now, I have clean along floor direction. We're going to turn this one on. I'm not going to do anything with this right now. Stain recognition laboratory. If it recognizes a stain, it's going to go into mopping only. So I have that on. I also have auto re-cleaning on in both Clean Genius modes. And under dock settings, I got the auto wash. There's the auto rewash is on. Now this, I'm pretty sure, is the auto remopping event. So when the robot comes back to the base station, it's going to wash the mop pads, get all that dirt off of it. It's going to get sucked up into the dirty water tank. It's going to pass through a dirt detection sensor. If that water's dirtier than normal, the base station tells the robot, go back and remop where you just came from. That's what we're hoping for. Let's pick a room, the test, and let's use Clean Genius, vacuum and mop. It's going to figure everything out and hit start. Now the first thing it's going to do is going to wash the mop pads, and it's going to fill the robot up. It has an internal water tank. This takes about a minute and a half. Okay, it's going to undock, travel to that room and start cleaning. The mop pads are nice and wet, and the internal water tank is full. And now we're at the world famous Just a Dad corner cleaning studios. Now sometimes it does not extend that side brush into the corner. It's got the side brush off right now. I'm not sure why. I'll have to research that. Most times it extends that side brush. It did not this time. And it is able to go under furniture. Now over here, it turned the side brush off because it saw a cable. So see, it turns the side brush off when it recognizes a cord. And it can extend that mop pad. I like that. It's putting down some good water. Okay, we have a stain recognition event. It has turned the side brush off. So this one acts a little different than I'm used to. There, it turned the side brush off. Wow, excellent job of mopping. I think it stops vacuuming, I'm pretty sure. It's hard to tell. The sound's not changing a lot, but the side brush is stopping. I want to get the tablet. I want to see what's going on. Okay, the tablet's not telling us anything. Man, it's an excellent little mopper. Now, we did get some smearing and we're hoping for a remopping event. We're hoping that it's going to take the mop pads back to the base station, clean them, come back with fresh, cleaned mop pads. Should be about done. It's going back to the base station. Okay, so it says cleaning completed, returning to the dock. This is what I use in between videos. It does a good job of cleaning the floor. But robot vacuum cleaners can clean our floors when we're not home. So it is going to clean the mop pads with hot water. And then it's going to suck that water up into the dirty water tank. And we're hoping for a remopping event.
Start charging. Start auto empty.
Now it says task complete. We're hoping for a remopping event. It's got to clean the mop pad. Mop washing. Okay, good. And again, we didn't get any symbols like stain recognition or anything. Not too loud when it's. Again, the noisiest part is when it sucks the water up into the dirty water tank. And at the end of the job, it'll blow hot air on the mop pads to dry them. All right, what are we gonna get? What are we gonna get? What are we gonna get? We gotta do our dance. We gotta do our remopping dance. I think we're getting a remopping event. It's going to, oh, I don't know yet. I think we're getting a remopping event. And we also, it sounds like we got a mop rewash. There's two things. The base station can rewash the mop pads because we have that other setting on that says if it sensed that they were dirty. It re-washes the mop pads because it says, okay, they were dirtier than normal. They need a little bit more cleaning. So 2 washes on the mop pads, and we're hoping for a remopping event. We're gonna do a remopping dance. Because I could tell, that was almost, before I said we're getting a rewash, I paused it, but it had been about 2 minutes, and it kind of went through its steps of like finishing, and then it like started over, I could tell. Cleaning mop pad and adding water. That was different. I've never seen that before. All right, still says mop washing. All right, so it's finishing up. I can tell it's at the ending of it. Okay.
Task completed. Please empty the used water tank timely.
Oh, wait, we got it. We got it.
Start cleaning.
The second cleaning is underway. Do your remopping dance as we spin in a circle and we jump up and down. Woo, woo, woo. We got a remopping event. Man, just when it makes you think it wasn't going to do it. So this is what helps spinning mop pads compete with brush rollers. The second cleaning. Roborock calls it remopping. Dream and Mova call it the second cleaning. So it's not vacuuming. I think it's going to mop only. I think it's going to mop this. It's going to do the perimeter. Oh, good. I hope so. Oh, it is. It's got the side brush going too. It's kind of drunk, but it's looking. Yeah, it's turning that side brush off. I'm not sure why. I'll have to research that. I'm not sure why. This is something Roborock doesn't do. Their second cleaning is a mopping only event, and it's only the center. It doesn't do the perimeter. It's randomly going over to a different area. Oh, I think it wants to go up, down. Okay, that's right. The second cleaning will be a crisscross pattern. This is where we're going to see. I just did the video on the Saros 10R and it kind of fell flat. And it looks like we're going to get the same result as the Saros 10R. It just needs a third pass. Boy. Yep. For these great big messes, it needs 3 passes. Almost the identical result as the Saros 10R. Almost. The Saros 10R did clean a little bit better, but it costs twice as much. And again, I got to do this one more time with that artificial intelligence off.
Cleaning completed. Return to the dock to charge.
Yeah, that's pretty dirty. Pretty dirty in the groove. A mop roller did do better. And then this is where Narwhal shines. It can do 4 of those remopping events. Roborock and Dream and Mova can only do 1. And if manufacturers are listening, I would like a sliding scale that I can pick how many remopping events I get. Now, granted, it'll use more water, but I would love to be able to pick. I want 2 remopping. I want it to go back and remop 2 times.
Dust collection bag full or air duct blocked. Please start cleaning mop pads.
That was odd. I just did the maintenance on this. I wonder if it's the bag's not installed all the way or something. I gotta check on that. Okay, so now it's done.
Empty the used water tank timely. Start dehydrating mop pads.
Okay, so it is all done. It's not going to do another remopping event. No more dance. Let's see the task. So there's the second clean. So let's look at the first cleaning. And we got a area with grime. So that's why it went back. Mop washed 3 times, dust collected once. I gotta look into that. Second time, mop washed once, and no grime. Or no, that's sorry, re-cleaned areas. Yeah, I like it. Whoa, I just about fell. I'm not sure why the dust bag didn't work.
Mop pad drying complete. Start auto empty.
There. That dust bag may not have been in all the way. Okay. Again, I got the L40S. I got to do it. I've been doing too many of these other videos, but that looks pretty cool. Again, I got the new dirty water tank on the E25, and I will be comparing the E25 S1 X9. You know, and people say robot vacuum cleaners don't work. They do. They've got some limitations. They've got some things, you know, that's undeniable proof that they do work. And if it came back for a third pass, which I could tell it to do, it would pretty much get all of this. And again, I got research. Let me know what you think. If you know why the brush didn't turn in this corner. I don't know. Anyway, I got to do one. So let me prep it. And we're going to do one without the AI on. Okay, now let's check the Mova P10 Pro under floor cleaning settings. Let's turn the stain recognition off. Again, I had it on. Now I'm going to turn it off. I still have the auto recleans and all that on. I have another really big mess. I didn't put any dirt and debris in the corners, but maybe I should. Okay, I did put some dirt and debris in the corners. Now let's do this one a little different. Let's go to room here. Corner cleaning test. I don't want to use Clean Genius this time. I want to do custom. Vacuum and mop. Suction power on standard. Wetness, let's go like 27. Standard. Now if I want to do passes, I'd have to do it right here. So 2 passes. Vacuum mop standard. Wetness right there. Okay. And standard cleaning pattern. Okay. Let's do it.
Start selected room cleaning.
Now the first thing it's going to do is going to wash the mop pads, get them all nice and wet, and fill the internal water tank with water. Okay, it's going to undock and travel to that room. Okay, we're going to check the Mova P10 Pro Ultra without the artificial intelligence. Yeah, it still turned that side brush off. I'm not sure why. Huh. That is strange. I got to figure that out. All right, it's laying down some good water. Now I know it turns the side brush off when it sees a cable. And here we can see it doesn't turn the side brush off whenever it sees the stain, and it maintains one speed. Boy, it's doing a good job of cleaning. All right, we should get... Oh, it's doing the second cleaning, that's right. So here we have the second cleaning. Well, I've got it on 2 passes. It says it's boosting corner and edge cleaning. But I got to figure out why it's turning that side brush off. Huh. That is really weird. Now I am using an old map. I may need to remap because I took this to my house for a while and I just brought up this map that I had of the... So maybe it's the... I'll remap it and see how it does, but... Why is it? But the funny thing is, I don't have that on. Maybe I should have turned that on. Maybe I do need that on. No, I don't think I do. So on the second pass, it did the perimeter of the room first or second, you know, and now it's going to go back and forth and do the crisscross pattern. So I do like that on the second, if you tilt the clean twice, It does do the perimeter of the room. Boy, he's doing a good job of cleaning. I do think it's still going to need 3 passes, but we'll see. Yeah, I can see the same kind of stain is still going to be present. But this will be interesting to see if I get a remopping event. If I get a second cleaning from the dirt detection center. I can't remember if this works. I don't think it does when it's not in Clean Genius. I think that needs changed. If manufacturers are listening, I want the dirt detection sensor, I want that to work in all modes. And I want a scale, I want a slider that I can tell it how many times I want it to auto re-clean. Yeah, we're getting those same streaks that we did earlier. So no real difference in cleaning, but even with it slowing down there, I didn't see an increased difference of mopping. And it really didn't do anything different. It didn't like go in a square. It just pretty much slowed down and turned the side brush off. I think it stopped vacuuming, but I don't know for sure. There's just such very little information on this, on what happens during all of these different, and sometimes I just have to learn by trial and errors, which is what I'm doing now sometimes. All right, so it's done. And that floor is relatively clean. I got to figure that out. It's just something I'm doing because I know I've never seen that before. But I've got those same streaks
Return to the dock to charge.
where it misses. It needs a third. It needs a third clean. Now those are going to be completely full of mud. It's going to go back to the base station. That's what I use when I need to clean the floor really quick. There's the base station where it's going to put hot water down those little ramps, and then it's going to spin the mop pads on those little nubs sticking up. And then it's going to suck the water up into the dirty water tank. And it should auto empty too. And there's the auto empty, sucking everything out of the dustbin. And it should change to mop washing.
Start cleaning mop pads.
Okay, it's finishing up.
Task completed. Please empty the used water tank timely.
Mop.
Start dehydrating mop pads.
Okay, so the task is done. We did not get a remopping event. No, we can't do our party dance. So it doesn't work in other than Clean Genius. Mop wash 2 times, and you don't get a dirt map. Okay, interesting. Okay, so you lose some features like we did. Like we got the grime map, area with grime. That was when we're in Clean Genius. Okay, so I'm learning something today. So I'm just going to remap my house real quick. I think that's the problem. But anyway, let's take a look. Yeah, not as much dirty. It feels like not as much dirty water. So we probably didn't get that. Yeah, we didn't get that where it washed the mop pads twice. We didn't get that. I can tell there's not as much water in here. But it did get a lot of dirt. Okay, so yeah, the same tracks, the same, it needs a third pass. But we're going to verify. This has got me worried. I'm going to remap my studio. I think it's an old map because I took it to my house for a while, and things, I don't fault it for that. So again, here we are creating a new map. Again, check out my video, the E25. This is the old dirty water tank for the E25. I've got the L40S coming up. Haven't taken it out of the box yet. Ecovacs T50 is at my house right now, and it's not doing very well. So here it is mapping. I don't want to. So hopefully the mat, I think this will fix it. I've got to make sure it works. This is my #1 pick robot. I recommended it to a lot of people. But I did take it to my house for 3 months and it worked flawlessly. I mean, I didn't watch every single cleaning to see if the side brush was on or off, but I mean, it made it back to the dock. I got the 3-month real world test on it. We cut the dust bag open, did all the maintenance on it. It's just it's just a sweet spot for a robot. It was on sale for $400 at the beginning of the year. It's only been down to $450. Man, that's just a great price. Again, not the fanciest, but lots of features. Okay, this is just kind of bonus footage, I know.
Start charging.
But let's
Start dehydrating mop pads.
edit the map. That does look a lot better. I do think maps just degrade after time. I don't hold robots against that. But they shouldn't degrade when you first start using them. If that makes any sense. Sometimes I don't even know if I know what I'm talking about. All right, we have this room now. All right, let's go tell it. I'm going to leave. I'm kind of torn on what to do with the AI setting. Like, I need to do some testing on this, but stain recognition, it does turn the side brush off when you have that. So I'm going to leave it off. I didn't see too much of a improvement from it. Let's do Clean Genius, vacuum and mop. This room. Yep, let's do it. Let's see.
Start selected room cleaning.
Here we go. Moment of truth. And again, it's going to turn that side brush off when it... No, it didn't. It didn't. I made the room a little bit shorter, so it didn't see that cable. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Okay, see? Yeah, see? So, we just learned something today. If you're having remap your house, it's not that big a deal to remap your house. Yeah. Yep. That's see, look at that. That's just so incredible. Look at that. Oh, I love it. Okay, yeah. Okay, so we learned something. I like when we learn something. Having troubles with your robot, remap your house. I think the maps degrade after time. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but I have had this robot on 3 different levels. I took it to my home for a month or 3 weeks. And like I said, it did amazing. I didn't have to remap my house there, but then when I kept the map from my studio, and when I brought it back here today, I thought I would just be able to set it up. So yeah, not sure what that was. I did suspect it was the mapping, and I was right. Still highly, this is still my #1 robot. And even though we saw mop pads, rolling mop rollers do work better. You'll see that in the great big video. If you're in the great big video, you'll see it. But, oh, well, now we can just check the third. So will the third cleaning do it? Okay, look, we're having fun today. I do love this robot. I just do. Again, I bought it with my own money. And the price point, when it was $400, it was just like a steal. But it was on sale for $450. I feel like that was a steal. Yep, that's what it needed. It just needed a third pass. Yep. Oh. Now this was fun. It just needed a third pass. So Mova, if you're listening, Dream, Roborock, give me a sliding scale. I can choose in the app how many times I want it to remop. And then give me a sensitivity scale for the auto remopping dirt detection sensor. With the understanding that I know it'll use more water, but I can get my house, if I have those two things, I can get my house really, really clean. If I don't mind filling the water tanks, which if you want a really clean house, that, you know, I don't mind. And it does have a hookup where you can hook it up to water lines. The same, check out the video for the X40. I've got that hooked up to water and drain lines. It's the same kit will work with the Mova P10 Pro. All done. This floor's clean. There's, you know, it's not perfect. There's a little bit in the, you know, even the roller mops leave a little bit, but this floor is clean. Yeah, look at that. Mop rollers can't do that, and they can't mop up against the wall as good as a spinning mop. I'll let this play through. I doubt we get a remopping. I mean, that would be pretty cool, but.
Start charging. Start auto empty. Mop pads.
All right, we'll just let this play out. Yeah, 3 things I want. I want the auto remopping to work in custom mode. I want a sliding scale for the dirt detection sensor. And I want a sliding scale for how many times it remops. Because Narwhal, that Frio Z right there, it'll go back and remop 4 times. I've had to do it 4 times. Maybe it does it more, I don't know. But when I took that to my home for the first time, my floors were squeaky clean, but it used so much water. I do have it hooked up to water lines right now. That's the best thing you can do to the Frio Z. But it doesn't have an internal water tank. But it does go back to the base station a lot. But it can remop a floor 4 times because of its dirt detection sensor. All right, it's finishing up.
Task completed. Please empty the used water tank timely. Start dehydrating mop pads.
Okay, so no remopping event. Okay, no dance. Yeah, whoops, yeah. And we didn't get a grime index either, but I wasn't Clean Genius, so. This is still my #1 pick. Absolutely love it. This was a super long video, but I hope you enjoyed the journey. Again, I did the artificial intelligence on the Saros 10R and the Ecovacs X9. Now that X9, it has potential, but it's just something about the robot I don't like. It's because when I'm, you know, in a controlled area, it did amazing. No one cleaned better than the X9. I'll tell you that right now. But there's just something about its everyday user experience. You know, I took the Saros 10R to my, you know, it has to pass the studio test first. Like, it has to be able to navigate my studio because I feel like my studio is easier than my home. And the Ecovacs can't get past the studio. These I've taken to my house and they just work. Like, when I have to go find the robot, when I'm constantly having to untangle its side brush from frills on a carpet or something, when I'm constantly having to mess with something, then I'm not liking it. I don't care how well it cleans. So let me know what you think of this video and practice your auto second clean of the auto remopping dance because I'm having a dance. I love the auto remopping event. That's the best thing in the world, I think, for these robot vacuum cleaners. So again, I really do appreciate everybody's support. JustADadApproved.com. You can find my gold star rated robot vacuum cleaners. I'm trying to come up with a rating system. Some robots will have my sticker on them, but there's only going to be a select few that get the gold star. And right now, the Mova P10 Pro, it definitely has it because, man, that price point's awesome. So again, JustADadApproved.com. Again, I bought these robots with my own money. It wasn't paid for this video. Let me know what you think of this video. Pretty long form, I understand, but I had so much fun. So if you could, please like and subscribe and JustADadApproved.com.